Good evening. I wanted to talk about my child and what he's reading in your class. It's come to my attention that you're having the class to read the Odyssey. I don't think that this book is fit for kids today because it was written 3,000 years ago.
Well, Mr. Higgins, in the Odyssey, specifically, Athena tells Telemachus to go on a journey, to learn about his father. He ends up going to many lands, such as sandy Pylos. Telemachus' journeys and his development portray just a normal young man coming of age and really figuring out just what his direction is in life. Coming of age is something every person goes through, so the reader can definitely relate to Telemachus.
Is that all it has to offer? Because we could find many books that are written today that could offer the same thing.
The Odyssey is not only about Telemachus. It is also about his father, Odysseus, and his journeys after the Trojan War. After the Trojan War ends, Odysseus tries to get home, and it takes him 20 years. He encounters many monsters like the Lystragonians, which are like giant people. The gods also interfere in this Odyssey. Poseidon, who is the god of the ocean, has a grudge against Odysseus because he stabbed out the eye of his son Polyphemus, who is in fact a Cyclops. There are only two parts of Odysseus' journey. This whole Odyssey teaches kids to never, ever say never, and give up, and always reach their goals. Plus, the Odyssey relates to other pieces of literature.
How so?
Funny you should ask. In Homer's storyline, he follows the heroic cycle perfectly. In both Telemachus' adventure and Odysseus' journey, the reader would be able to identify each step of the cycle. Being able to point out these steps helps my students understand the cycle and be able to use it to modern-day literature, like Harry Potter, Star Wars, and The Lord of the Rings.
Alright, I can see why you'd want to put the Odyssey in the curriculum, but what about the other myths?
That's an easy question to answer. One of the small reasons is that myths and other literature offer other idols for students to look up to. Kids need different idols than the ones on TV and in movies. They're so immature. They need a hero they can look up to who's going to do the right thing. Now, an example from an actual myth that shows the relevancy of myths can be seen in Oedipus and the Sphinx. Oedipus outsmarts the Sphinx and solves its riddle, which then leads the Sphinx to kill itself. But anyway, the riddle was, what creature goes on 4 feet in the morning, 2 feet at noonday, and 3 feet in the evening? The answer is man. The riddle represents life throughout the time of childhood, maturity, and death. Students can learn that life and death are not to be feared, but are only part of life, and that you should live it to the fullest. Most importantly, myths can inspire the reader. In the Power of the Myth article we read in class just a few days ago, one of the lines is, myths inspire the realization of the possibility of your perfection, the fullness of your strength, and the bringing of solar light into the world. Page 29. I believe that the quote is 200% right. When reading about these heroes, it might spark something in a student that can just start a roaring flame. The journeys, fighting, and other things could encourage someone to try their hardest to aspire to become what they want to be in life.
You make some good points, and I'm starting to understand your point of view.
I'm glad to hear that. Hearing that is just great. Plus, I forgot to mention one bonus point. That in today's society, there are many allusions to myths, like opening Pandora's box. That's one of many that my students understand now because of mythology that has made them more culturally literate.
Thanks for letting me come to talk to you today. I feel confident that my son...
I know, you're speechless. I can understand. It was nice meeting you, and you have very nice pants. I will be glad to see your son tomorrow at school. Turn it off.